morning, everybody. My name is Sandra. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to talk about my Q2 goals as well as my goal setup for April. So usually when I film these videos, they're about halfway through the previous month, which is true this month as well. We are looking at March 14th today when I'm filming this. And so I don't really feel qualified to discuss how March is going. I can talk about how it's going, just not, I can't do a recap on it or a review on it yet because we're not there yet. So far it's going pretty good. Some of my goals I am crushing, others I am still working on, and you guys know me and goals. I love goals. And I don't put too much pressure on myself either. And if there's something that I know I can't accomplish in the current month, I always move it ahead to the next month. Or sometimes I reevaluate and just decide whether I need it at all. So without further ado, let's get started. This is my Cultivate What Matters goal planner, my power sheets. I've been using this for the last 2 or 3, 4 years now. I can't remember, but I love them. They have been working for me. I know some people find that they don't work after a while, and to be honest, I haven't tried Moxie Life, but I really am in love with power sheets. They have helped me so substantially over the last few years. So let's just take a glimpse at March, shall we? So here's March. I decided to use my Inkjoy Papermate pens to color code, and we're not doing too bad. We're actually talking about goal planning now. I finished my quarterly goal planning, and I finished my April ones last night. So this is the official video, and we can discuss how April is going to look, potentially. And then, yeah, so far, it took me a while to get back into sticker design, but last week I did do a St. Patty's Day sticker design, so I was really happy with that. I need to get back into it, and I need to do some brainstorming, which is on the agenda today, actually. And speaking of, I have not checked in. You guys, for some reason, I am not checking in. It is already the 14th today, and I haven't checked in for the last 3 days. I cannot believe that because I felt like I did it yesterday. So I'm going to go back in here and just check everything off. I know this will be a long video, but I'm just gonna, no, I'll wait till later because, yeah, I don't want to add extra time. Okay, so anyway, so we're not doing too bad. So I've done all of my budget recap, analytics, I did meal planning, and that's mostly just ideas. I meal plan on a weekly basis, not for the month. And then tax prep, I sent in our taxes, I believe it was yesterday or Sunday. Yesterday was Monday, so I sent ours in on Sunday. So that is done. Okay, so here's a quarterly refresh. And now, like I said, the month in review, we're not there yet, so I haven't filled this out. That'll come closer to the end of the month, and usually it's like a little bit more private for me. I don't really discuss it as much. But anyway, so quarterly refresh. Now this is kind of establishing my quarter goals, and I ended up using my, I don't know how to say this, but it's a Tweezby. It's TWSBI. It's a fountain pen. And so I wanted to see how it would look using handwriting. So I hand wrote everything in. So if you can't read it, that is why. But I will kind of walk you through and talk about everything. So for all of my setup here, this is like an evaluation of where I'm standing today, when I wrote this. So previously, I crossed out community and I just put friends. So I previously had 7 and I moved it to a 5. And that's just because I haven't gotten together much with my friend. She's been busy, I've been busy, and we are planning on getting together soon. She's going to come over and help me clear and declutter and Swedish death clean my basement with me. So I think, let alone the fact that I get it cleaned up and all the junk out of my basement, we're going to spend quality time together, and I'm going to get my mom to watch the kids while we do that. So that's going to be fun. And I think it'll improve once that happens. We just need to spend more time together. She's dropped in. She's met Logan, which is my 2-month-old. He's almost 2.5 months now. But yeah, she's dropped in a couple times and she's seen him, and it's been really nice. Like, I really appreciate the fact that she took the effort to come and visit me. And we're connecting now more than we've ever connected, and I'm really happy for that. So I guess technically I shouldn't be down to a 5. It's just because I haven't seen her. And one of my goals is to actually contact her weekly. So I'm going to call her every week and then see if we can make like monthly best friend dates just to get together at least. So that's on my one of my goals. The other thing too, if we were to get together monthly, it's just I would need someone to watch the kids because having a baby, um, and two older kids, it's hard to have adult alone time. So I would probably have to get like go over on a weekend or something and have my husband look after the kids or something. Okay, so moving on to family, I kept it at a 7. So we had a big life change. My husband is now working from home, and he is off weekends. He works some weekends, and he is home every night to see the kids. And we've had scheduled date nights, and we're also doing family nights every second week. So every time we don't have a date night, we'll have family night. So it was definitely an adjustment. A part of me was really, really sad. Like, you guys might have heard me, talk about that a little bit on my channel. I talked about it in my plan with me's and on my goal setting. And you know what, guys? It has been a transition, but it's definitely been better. Um, now that we've established proper routines, everything is good. Especially with the newborn, and all of our doctor's appointments. It's been nice having him home and having the support and just having him home at night. I feel more secure. When he first left for work out of town 2 years ago, I was devastated because I was like, I panicked. I think it was probably for the first month. I had anxiety attacks like every night, and I was afraid somebody was going to break into my house. And then after a while, it kind of settled down. But just knowing that he's home again, just I think the part that scares me is if all of a sudden we don't have in town work again and he has to go back out of town. It's that transition. It's not so much that he is out of town or that he is home. It's just like getting used to it again. So um yeah, I'm happy. I probably should have given this a better rating. I don't know, it's weird because when you rate these, it depends what day you're rating them on, right? So now looking at it in a more positive light, I feel like I would have given it more of an 8. Okay, for finances, I was at a 6, 7. We're now at a 7. We do have like I've been charging on my credit cards again, but we have the ability to pay them off when we get our taxes back, so it's not really an issue. Um, Something I'm really happy about is my credit score went up like 50 points. So I'm super happy about that. We paid off 2 credit cards and we're working on the next one. So that'll be mostly paid off when we get our taxes back. And that's just the fact that it's like this little leap ahead has definitely boistered my um the happiness factor, I guess, when it comes to terms of finances, because money is always usually stressful. And now that my husband is working home, he makes a little bit less money than we did before. So I've kind of reevaluated my sinking funds so I can cross that goal off in my planner. But I've looked at everything and we're just going to try to settle into a different way of spending money. So, variable, like when we have date night, we still need to budget for date night. But when we do that, maybe I can cut back on sinking funds somewhere. So, I've kind of like looked at the next month or so and just tried to evaluate where I'd be. Something like that is really it depends on how many bills we have each week. We do a weekly paycheck budget. So some weeks we have heavier bills, some weeks we have no bills, and it really depends on that. So I have kind of established an order of priority for my sinking funds. So, say for instance, I only have like $400 to spend on sinking funds. I've got a priority list. So, for instance, property taxes would be first, emergency would be first, Costco fund would be set like third. You know what I mean? So, um, I feel like we've gained some ground when it comes to finances. Next, for fun and recreation, I was at a 5 or 6 and moved it to a 7, and that's only because when I was pregnant, I couldn't drink, and although I'm not a big drinker anyway, I didn't feel like going to karaoke because I was so exhausted. I mean, I was pregnant, and yes, I'm tired now, but this pregnancy was different. I felt more drained and I felt more pain and just I didn't feel great. And now that I am not pregnant, I am feeling great again. Um, I'm feeling comfortable leaving my baby home with my mom to babysit, and we're back to regular scheduled date nights, which is part of my self care and another thing I want to talk about later on when we get into my goals. But we're also going to do swimming on Sundays, and Logan's already been 3 times now, so um, it's been really good. And the kids need that. They need that exercise. They need that fun time. And even though it's a challenge, definitely a challenge with our 2-year old. She's been acting out quite a bit. Definitely acting like a 2-year old. And so, in regards to that, it's been challenging. But I think the more we do it, the easier it's going to get. And I just want to get back into that regular swim every week. It's just been really good for us. Okay, so health and wellness. So I had a previous 5 and 6, and now I'm at a 4. And that's only because I'm not getting a lot of sleep. So my pattern right now, oh, I'm not getting enough water either. I know I've been pushing my bottles of water, right? And I wanted to get 5 when I was pregnant, and now I've just kind of slacked. I've been drinking a lot of pop and a lot of um, coffee, stuff like that. So I really want to get back on track. And again, this is part of another goal that I'm going to set up for this quarter and for April. So we'll discuss that in a minute. Um, yeah, I'm not definitely not eating great during the day, but for supper we are planning. So like since my husband is working back in town, I have started doing meal planning again, and we're back into regular meals for supper. So at least supper is consistent. We're having, you know, um, like a meal together, and like our kids are starting to eat with us, which is really nice, instead of just eating like junk food like pizza pops and like mac and cheese, like actual suppers. And just the fact that I'm getting into a routine, wearing my baby, because I use a baba wrap, and I put him on me while I'm cooking and stuff. It's been challenging, but I've definitely been getting used to it. He's getting used to it, and the older he gets, the easier it has become. So I think things are they're looking up, right? The older your babies get, it tends to get easier. So um, I'm going to work on this, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, so home and spaces, I kept it at a 6. So we put away the Christmas decorations, like that was a while ago. That was one of my goals for the quarter. And that was funny because the day we put away the Christmas decorations, that was the day that the hospital called me to go get induced for my son Logan. And it was funny. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I was sitting at my desk, and I was like, oh, yeah, I was so excited. And yeah, it was a good initial good feeling to go in. But then, as you know, like our son was diagnosed with cystic fibrosis. So um, it was a very scary time for us, trying to digest all that information and everything that happened. It was very traumatic at the hospital because he was kept in NICU for a while, and I'd never gone through anything like that before. So it was a very devastating, traumatic experience, and I don't really talk about it as much. Usually, when it came to my birth story, I was so excited to write it down, but this time, honestly, I'd rather forget it. It was a little difficult. Um, so anyway, so besides for that, so organized filing cabinet that happened in January. Oh no, I think that actually happened in February because I was so behind in January. I just didn't feel like doing anything. Um, did a stationary de-stash, right? Um, to declutter the basement and give stuff to Goodwill. So the biggest thing going forward, like moving forward into the new quarter, is to get the basement done. Not only the basement, like looking at the entire quarter, we'll also be looking at the yard, obviously, because it's like April, May, June. So we're going to be doing spring planting, cleaning up the yard, as in picking up all the dog poo, because there's quite a lot of it. I have 2 little dogs. And obviously, when I was pregnant, I didn't pick up much, but it was winter too. We have a lot of snow here. So, what we have to do is wait for the ground to dry, rid of all the snow, get rid of all the wetness, and then I can start picking it up. So, there's some areas that are dry now, so I can pick that up, but it is still frozen, so it's been a bit tedious. But yeah, the biggest one right now for April, I think, is the basement. So, March, April, I've booked one day with my mom and my friend for March. It's not quite booked yet. Like my friend has some stuff going on. So, yeah, we're just gonna hopefully we're not going to fly by the seat of our pants. Like hopefully we'll pick a solid date and go with it. But I'm going to talk to her more about that today, maybe. Spiritual and personal growth. Spiritual, you know what? I wanted to get into meditation and do some spiritual stuff for myself, but I haven't really been able to get into it. It's mostly the time aspect of it. A lot of tarot and like I do weekly tarot and oracle readings, so that's pretty much the extent of my spiritual journey. Last year I focused on my healing journey, so that was something that was really good. But this time, personal growth. So it's mostly like back to regular routines. I think is like the biggest growth aspect for myself. Journaling routines on Monday. So it took me a while to get back into that. Journaling I do quite a few things for journaling, and I do that Monday morning to kind of ease myself into my week. So it's not like I'm writing a blog or filming tons of videos Monday morning. I'm just, spending some time journaling, figuring out how my week is going to go. I always do a tarot and oracle reading, and you guys, they are so spot on, and it's so eerie, like it really is. And you'd be surprised by how much insight you can get from a tarot reading. Like it is ridiculous, but it in a good way. So I've been definitely doing that, enjoying that immensely. And I've also been keeping 5-year journals for each of my kids. So I did start one for my son Logan. I do put pictures in there. So either if it's from my Polaroid camera or from my HP Sprocket, which I just print little photos from my phone, I've been doing that to update their lives and stuff, and just writing weekly notes and stuff in there for them so that they can read when they're older. So that's really special. And then also, I do like I call it Meg. You might have seen that in my journaling and my planning. It's capital MAG, which stands for manifestation, affirmation, and gratitude. So I do that once a week. And then there's something else that I'll talk about in a minute that's part of that personal growth. Okay, last one on here is work and learning. So I'm not making as much money. That generally happens come January, February, March. The busy season, sometimes you get pick up in summer, but mostly it's like early fall leaning in toward Christmas is when it gets really, really busy, and you start making more money in your Etsy shop and stuff. So um, money work for my business isn't really the big goal right now. I'm just kind of laid back. I'm focusing on my 2 to 3 videos a week. Every second Monday, I have my Makeup Monday, and I cut back on that because I knew I wouldn't be doing makeup videos all the time with a newborn. But we'll see. Like now that I'm doing date nights every second week, it has been picking up a little bit. And you guys, I'm so excited. I haven't talked about this yet, but I ordered some Jeffree Star products, and I'm so excited to share that on my makeup channel. So if you guys are interested in that, my makeup channel is Sandra Doll Beauty and on YouTube. And yeah, super excited for that. Um, and then my main videos on my main channel are basically budgeting and my plan with me. But then every now and then I'll have like my goal video, right? Like this is my quarterly and my April goal. So I'll have this video. I used to have bullet journaling videos, but I've cut my bullet journal out just because it's a time constraint. I'm in my Franklin planner now, and I just don't have the time. Um, and then sometimes I'll have like stationery hauls. I do currently have the 2 subscription boxes I'm currently subscribed to are um, Planners Anonymous, which amazing guys, amazing. They're from Australia. If you guys haven't heard of them or haven't checked it out, you should. They are a small business. They're still trying to grow, and the products are absolutely beautiful. You'd have to go to the website to check it out. And if you are interested, you can message me, leave a comment in the video, anything. Just search my videos and look for Planners Anonymous stuff because their products are so gorgeous, you guys, like beautiful stuff. The other thing that I'm subscribed to is the Coffee Monster Co. So it's new to me. It's like a 3-month subscription, so I haven't actually received it yet. So once that comes, I will share that with you guys too. And So yeah, schedule is going good. So I mean, people are surprised at the fact that I've jumped back into my work. I jumped right in probably the week after I gave birth because I had to for my own sanity. You guys know I'm a planner. I'm a planner and a goal setter by heart. I can't not do that. And if I'm doing that, I might as well share it with you guys anyway. It's my passion. I love it. Like if I could make a business for my planner, which I've basically done, I would. Or I'd suggest everybody else do that too if you also love planning because it's amazing. You should do what you love. I worked at Sobeys for 16 years and I was miserable. I was a miserable piece of mess. At the end of it, I was depressed. I cried every day. And since quitting that job and having my two children and my two youngest children anyway, I should say, I've been doing what I love, and I'm so amazed at all the opportunities and experiences life has offered, and just um, kind of the ways I've grown, I guess, too, is a big one. Okay, so schedule is going good, and I found a way to work despite having two crazy kids, a newborn, and my husband at home. So that, I mean, that's a big one, right? Okay, so keep moving forward. So this I won't really focus on too much. The most growth is in creating new routines and figuring out a healthy work schedule. I'm able to get back into my journaling and work, adding fun and recreation. So, like I said, date nights and family nights and going swimming and stuff. So, definitely routines, I think, is the biggest one, and just figuring out how things work again now that my husband is at home, and things that need more nourishment. So, working on my friend and sister relationships, finances. I put no spend here, but that's. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen. Home clean the basement and taking stuff to Goodwill. So this is going to be my new big project for the next upcoming while. Personal growth, set up a learning notebook system using my Melody planners. That's kind of what I was talking about, and you'll see that in my goals here. Health wellness, focusing on my mental well-being and health. Talking about like shower time. It's a struggle. I know I had a comment once like I scheduled my shower. Yes, I did because I'm a new mom. I've got three kids. Well, I say new mom, but like a new mom, like I have a baby. And having like three kids and having my full business schedule and literally finding time for a shower, you guys, it is very difficult. The first 2 months with having baby were hard because especially with him having cystic fibrosis, every time he'd cough or cry a lot, he would get wheezy and he wouldn't be able to breathe. He would struggle, he would choke a lot. So um, now that he's getting older, he's able to manage that better. And also, we've adapted and we know what to do now. So um, getting a shower now is easier than it was definitely at the beginning. But definitely working on my sleep, working on water intake, working on maybe getting massages regularly because I'm in a lot of pain right now, you guys. Injured my shoulder and it's my right shoulder. So basically from carrying the car seat and carrying baby because I'm right-handed and I carry him in my right arm. I think I'm ambidextrous because people say if you're right-handed, you carry your baby in your right arm and then you carry your baby in your left arm and you do stuff with your right arm. But I actually carry him in my right arm and do stuff with my left hand, but I'm right-handed. So I don't know. I think I'm ambidextrous because apparently I count money like I'm left-handed. It's weird. So anyway, so we'll talk about that in a little bit. What I'm saying no to is worrying about money too much because you guys know money, there'll always be money. Unless, yeah, I mean, I can't worry about it too much. I, you know how people talk about no spend. I've kind of gone to the fact that if there's something I really want, I just get it because life is short and I'm not a money hoarder. I don't want to We are saving money, but I don't want to be like I need money and I'm not going to spend anything. I'm going to buy something. If I want it, I buy it. So it's been challenging if someone's like, "Hey, what can I get you for Christmas or your birthday?" I'm like, "I don't know because I buy everything I need. I'm an adult. I buy the stuff I need. I buy the stuff I want." And then when it comes time for birthday gifts, I'm like, I don't know. I kind of have everything I need and want. So that part is challenging. I mean, it's a good challenge to have though. Excuses about not getting the basement done. That is a big one, you guys, because mentally I haven't been prepared for a very long time. It's a lot of my stuff I bought when my dad died, and there's still some feeling around that. So it's going to be a big one. It's going to be hard. And I want to do maybe I'll post some Insta stories or something while we're going through my basement, and I'll just show you guys what it looks like. It is crazy terrible. Like, I don't even want to show you. I'm almost embarrassed by how much stuff I have. And that's after having a garage sale last summer too. Excuses about not going to the dentist. So I just basically have to set up a cleaning appointment for me and my daughter. But I've always dreaded the dentist. I'm petrified. I actually have to get a cap done for one of my teeth. That even scares me. So any of that stuff scares me. I hate the dentist. I'd rather clean the basement 100 times over than go to the dentist. What I'm saying yes to, so self-care tracking. I'm looking at getting these biohacking inserts. I first saw them with Jane's Agenda, but now I think I need to make my own because she doesn't sell them anymore and I don't know where I can find them. If you guys know, let me know in the comments because I want these biohacking. It's kind of like these inserts where you track all of these things over the course of a month, and they give you little circles that you can circle, and then you can kind of see a pattern as you look down. I don't really know how to describe it, but it in reference to like sleep, water, um your cycle, just like all of this stuff, like your mood, how your mood kind of goes along during the course of a month with your cycle or your sleep amount. So I think it's really interesting. I'm going to start doing that. um, Self-care section in planner, which I'm just going to make a new planner and I'll talk about that in a minute. Water intake and date nights at karaoke more regularly. We've already established that. Okay, so as for my refreshed goals, at the beginning of the year, I was very general about these. And now I'm actually going to, like here, I actually have been a little bit more specific, and then I go into detail on these 2 pages here. So we'll talk about this quick. So for expenses, so pay off one of my other cards and make sure I keep paying off the other 2 as I charge on them. So we're going to use the tax money for that and improve credit score. That's kind of like the big goal, but focusing down a little bit on which specific credit cards and how much, right? So the second one is sticking to routines and day theming. So that's section on dailies. Um, Speaking of section on dailies, so you guys, I ordered Agendio inserts. I know there was somebody that was concerned about that because they followed me based on the fact that I was ordering Franklin inserts. I will never stop ordering Franklin anything because I love Franklin Planner so much. I have a variety of their inserts. I have their seven habits, seasons, and blooms because I use them interchangeably in my day planner, like my personal planner, but also my work planner. So I'll always be going back and forth. It depends on the month and what I wanted to decorate my planner like. So I do have Agendio coming today, though. They're coming today as the filming of this video, and there's a section in there that I created for theming. So day theming, basically, like today, for instance, this video wasn't necessarily planned, but today I need to write a blog. So that's the theme of the day, is working on my blog. So I'll talk about that when we get to, well, maybe not so much in this video, but when I show you guys my Agendio inserts and just how I use them, I'll talk more about that. So I can't remember if this was family or fun, but we're going to do swimming regularly on every Sunday if we can. Regular date nights. So every second week we'll do date nights, going to karaoke. And then every other night, every other Friday night will be like a family night. And basically watching movies with our kids or having takeout and just maybe having like a game night. We'll do like a Wii night and play Mario Kart or something, or Monopoly. And then also FaceTiming our family. So keeping in touch with my son's grandpa and Nana and Opa, stuff like that. Also, so project. I think my daughter's room is actually going to be done this month. So I put it here just in case I hadn't finished it yet, but we're transitioning my daughter to a bed. So we purchased a day bed. My husband's parents, actually, that's her birthday present, so they've helped us out with that. We purchased a day bed, and the mattress is coming today, actually. and I'm going to transition her to her bed, and then baby, who has been sleeping with us in our room, he's going to be going into the crib in her room. So they're going to share a room for a while, and we'll see how that works. It's going to be difficult because I'll still have to I was going to wait till he slept through the night because I'm afraid that if I go into her room, I'll wake her up. And um, then once she can get out of her bed, I'm afraid that she's going to wander into our room all the time. So I haven't decided how that's going to look like or how it's going to go yet. Um, so yeah, I think this is home. So basement Swedish death cleaning project, plan of attack. That's going to be the biggest one. So this is home, and I also didn't include in here. I wrote it. I think I wrote it down in my notes here, but um, that'll also be doing the garage come May, and also the yard cleanup and the spring planting. Okay, so for health, I think this one's health, just setting up a new health tracking section. I might do DIY inserts if I can't find anything on Etsy, but I have been searching Etsy, and I am going to be using my melodies from Planners Anonymous. They are B6 size, so I can use B6 size inserts, personal wide or personal, but personal are a little tiny, but they will fit in my B6 planner. So I'm not too particular. I need to find something that's like a biohacking health insert. So I need to track my water intake. I need to track my medication. I need to start taking my inhaler regularly. I'm also going back on a birth control pill until my husband goes in for an operation. um, just because we're done having kids. We've already talked about it, and I think that we've come to terms with having 3 kids is more than enough. It's more than we can handle right now. So um, we're all done. And I also want to track my weight. So that will go along with my um, kind of like how much water, how much sleep, my cycle, my mood, and my weight. So I think that would be really cool to see it all together. So this is going to be a big one that I'm going to be focusing on, and as well as meal planning, and just we're going to be eating a vegetable with every meal. So like whether that's a salad or carrots or green beans or broccoli or Brussels sprouts, something like that. Okay. Now this one is for family. Family or fun? I think this one's family. So again, regular date nights, family meaning my husband and me having our date nights. And again, that's part of self-care as well, right? So just kind of scheduling time for us, for our relationship, swimming on Sunday, and then also um, planning another trip to Red Deer. So that's another family thing. And I think April is already written off because my husband's mother wants us to come to her house for Easter, and that's pretty much the only long weekend in April. So May will look like we'll be going to Red Deer potentially, and we'll have to see because I want to get my spring planting done in that month too. So now, I think this one is the um, personal growth. So I'm going to use my melodies. So right now I'm in my Franklin planners. I have a personal Franklin planner, which is like my I guess technically it's my catch-all, but it doesn't include work stuff. So I have a separate work planner because I was finding at the beginning of the year, I set up one planner for everything and it just wouldn't fit. I have too much stuff going on and my planner was like bursting at the rings. So I went into a separate binder for work, and now I'm finding like I don't have a health section in my planner. I took it out because I wasn't tracking anything. I was originally doing all of that in my bullet journal, which I've now taken away. Like I'm not doing that either. So I'm going to start using my melodies that I've been getting from Planners Anonymous, and I'm going to set up different things. So first one is going to be a commonplace, a place for my commonplace notebooks. So the melodies are a different type of planner. I won't show it right now, but they can be converted into you can slide like a quill notebook in there. You can slide a disc bound notebook in there, or like a disc bound planner, like Happy Planner, for instance. You can also convert it to be used for rings if you buy the ring kit, or you can use it as a traveler's notebook with the strings. And so I've got how many melodies do I have? I've got Under the Stars, Fierce, Deck the Halls, and the Rainbow, is it whatever rainbow? the rainbow one is called. So I've got 4, and I do have a 5th one coming. And then I heard from Sammy from Planners Anonymous. Sammy and Michael are the owners of it, and they were saying that they're creating an Into the Wild melody. So if they have that one, I will definitely be buying that because I'm in love with that kit. It's amazing. It's called Into the Wild. It's absolutely beautiful. It's more of a winter kit, but it's so beautiful. So that will definitely be on my radar. I regret not getting Northern Lights when it came out. They do still have the classic size Northern Lights, but it's too big for me. I prefer the B6 size. So one of them will be a commonplace book holder. One of them will be my health planner. Another one is going to be like for notes, reading, and journaling. And I think the other one is just going to be like scrap paper for like jot notes, I think. I don't know. I haven't really decided. I have one for what do I have them set up right now? So my Under the Stars is technically going to be my health planner. I haven't decided what they're all going to be exactly. That will be a health planner. My Rainbow Melody is like my journaling one. And then I think my Fierce one will be like that one might be the commonplace book, and then the new one might be the notes book. I don't know. We'll have to see. Or maybe I'll just use 3 of them at a time. And then the last one is for friends, like community. And I just have Tressa, so Call Weekly, my sister, Call Weekly, and getting the basement done with my friend, just having like, one-on-one time with her. Okay, so basically, this is just more ideas about actions for all of these things. So I'm not really going to talk about this because I've already kind of talked about it. This is just for my reference, I guess, like things that I want to think about or do. And then for April, so I don't really have that much going on the Prepare Well page here. I'm excited for warmer weather for barbecue season, and part of that is Chad being home on the weekends, so we can go out to karaoke Friday. Saturday, we can have a barbecue, we can play in the backyard. I'm just excited for the warmer weather ahead because things are going to get a lot more fun, a lot more easy, especially with the baby. And I am grateful that he was born December because you guys know like that fog, that haze you get when you have a newborn, and the first like 2 months are pretty much a write off. January, February are honestly my worst months for depression and like seasonal affective disorder. And I usually feel my worst in those 2 months. And because I had my son, it proved to be such a distraction that I lost track of time. And I am surprised that we are already halfway through March. March is actually my favorite month in the regards that, like, well, summer is my favorite. I like March because I get to look forward to all of spring and all of summer. And March is my birthday month. And it's just because it's the first month where spring happens, it makes me so happy. So yeah, so I'm in a good place right now. I'm really happy about the future. Important to do's. So my son will have an appointment. We actually have an appointment at the Stollery tomorrow. So once we go tomorrow, we'll know when the next appointment will be. But I did make a doctor's appointment checkup for him. So we don't have a pediatrician, like a regular pediatrician. We have the cystic fibrosis pediatrician, but he's more of a specialist for that. We just go see my family doctor. So she does our checkups for our kids. She does like the 6 week, the 3 month, or whatever, like all of those types of appointments. And then we have Easter weekend at my in-laws. So we'll be doing an Easter hunt here for our kids in the morning, either Sunday morning or maybe we'll do Saturday morning, or I don't know quite yet. We'll figure that out. But I know Sunday we're doing Easter at her house, so she'll probably have like um, a lunch or a brunch or something, and then we're going to do an Easter egg hunt for the kids. And then I need to clean up the yard. Okay. On my mind, planting season and then the May long weekend. Not sure. Oh, yeah. So I put that on here, May 20th, long weekend. I put that on here even though this is for April. So I don't know. But I'll start looking at the planting season. So just kind of determining what I want to do for planting season. Kind of thinking like my sinking fund for gardening isn't that high right now. And I don't want to be spending a lot of time watering plants all day, especially if we go away for a weekend or something. So I'm just going to get hanging baskets this year, I think. I'm not going to do veggies, which I usually do. I'm not going to do that. I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to play with them more, and I want to read some more. Like I love reading outside, like laying down on my lawn chair, like my chair that my husband got me for Mother's Day a couple years ago. And I love reading. That's like one of my favorite things to do. So I want to do that. And just play with my kids more and not spend so much time worrying about the garden. So I'm hopeful that it'll warm up soon and that the snow will go away. We have a lot of snow. And I'm saying yes to spending more time outside, scheduling work and chores properly so I can make that happen, and living in the moment and playing with my kids more. Okay. I didn't do this really fancy. I just kind of like, wrote down some stuff. I wrote down no school. My son has a few days, and the end of March is spring break. So the first, like the first weekend of April is like the last few days of spring break, and then he goes back to school on the 3rd. So I wrote down my budget days, my pay days, Good Friday. My husband will probably work, I hope. Easter at my in-laws. And then as I get appointments and stuff, I'll write them down on here as well. So I do have one appointment for my son, and that is on the 28th, I believe. Okay, so that's the first appointment there. And I'm pretty sure I wrote it down here. So again, I won't really talk about this page. This is my page to pretty much like scramble all my thoughts down and write out what I want to get done for monthly, weekly, and daily goals. But the important one is right here. So encouraging words. Days are getting warmer. So now that the days are getting longer, we had our spring ahead the other day on Sunday. It's dark right now, which usually it was starting to get light out at 7 o'clock in the morning, but it's still dark. But then the daylight extends until later in the days, which is nice. And then priority is getting that basement finished. I am tired of having my stuff sitting there. I'm getting rid of it. I'm done. I'm done just sitting on that stuff. Okay, so monthly action items. My March budget recap, I always put that as a priority because I like looking back to see where we've kind of gone with our finances, to see, where we have improved or where there's still room for improvement. March analytics, that includes 3 types of things. I do analytics for both my YouTube channels. I write down all my statistics for all of my business, and then I also figure out my financials. So just recently, it was like a couple weeks ago, I made an Excel spreadsheet. So it keeps track of all of my expenses, all of my income, and it's going to be perfect for tax time. So it's really helped me. But I also print out like a general ledger just to show what my expenses and my income are. So that's been really good for my business. May goal planning. May content planning, which is a whole job unto itself because I have to decide what will happen when. And my May Franklin setup, that always takes so much time. I do have an idea for April. I know which binder I'm going to be moving back into, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Wow. I love what I have currently, like my pink binder. It makes me so happy for March, but for April, I've got another idea, so I'm very excited. I've got some inserts coming and some things coming in the mail that I'm happy for. Swedish Death Cleaning Basement, definitely the priority. Drop off Salvation Army. So I did put that one all to itself because I have a ton of stuff to take. Melody Planner setups, definitely want to put that on there because I've got quite a few, and honestly, I might finish that in March. I've got 2 more weeks left, so that might be one of my goals for March that I'll end up finishing in March that I'll cross off on here. My son so far has 1 appointment with the doctor and start yard cleanup. So as the snow melts and it dries up a little bit, I will start cleaning up all of the dog poo. Yay! But honestly, it's fun. I like working in our yard. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's, doing something messy, I still enjoy being outside. Okay. Weekly action items, meal plan, and Franklin plans. So I do my meal plan when I'm doing my Franklin planning, um, and I post those videos every Saturday at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Weekly budget tracker. So I do my weekly budgets. Very important because we do get paid weekly. Journaling Monday. So that's all the journaling tasks I was telling you about earlier. Date night or family night. Either or, doesn't matter. I'll just cross it off as we do one of those. Blog and sticker design. And then I do have one spot open, which is crazy for me, but I left it open just in case something else pops up on my radar. And then for daily, of course, I've got expenses. I did add compressions for my son on here. And actually, it's not compressions, it's percussions. For some reason, I always get confused, but compressions are completely something different. So I'm going to change that when I can and change it to percussions. Okay, I've got journaling. This is my daily journaling. I am still focusing on during the day, but I want to get into the nighttime journaling as well. So the daytime would pretty much be my kind of my goal for the day, like what I want to get done or what I'm looking forward to. And then at nighttime journaling is a reflection of how the day has gone. School, so that's studying for helping my son study for his school work. Any tests that come up, doing his vocabulary every day, working on that, working on his reading. And reading for me, health, so I put a big star there because that kind of comes back to setting up my melody planners. And then 10-minute tidy. So I find I do multiple of those every day, but I just want to make sure that I'm tracking how often I'm cleaning. So, okay, so that is it for my goals. I know that this was a little bit of a longer video, but thank you guys for sticking around and kind of watching me talk about it through my planner. And yeah, let me know how you guys have been and what your main goal is for April, because it's always good to have, like, you know, a main goal, or you know, a top 3 or something really important. For me, it's my basement cleanup, my yard cleanup, well, and garage, I guess, but that'll happen probably closer to May or June. And also it's getting my melodies set up so I can do like a health tracking properly, because I really want to start tracking all of that stuff better and just maintaining my health, and just kind of focusing on that and making sure that that I'm doing all of the things that I want to do. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you are new, please subscribe, click on the notification button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, friends.